Censorship is a huge problem in gaming right now, and we cannot let this happen. All right, Asmongold, tell us.
Hi guys, it's me again, and today we're going to talk about
You know it's serious when he breaks out the low-quality camera.
the parasite that is payment processors, primarily Visa and MasterCard, in between their very busy schedule of scamming random financially illiterate people into contracts with credit cards that have 30% interest.
Also, OnlyFans, that's a thing.
They've somehow also managed to fuck up the internet at the same time. So recently, there's been a group called Collective Shout, which is, I know this might surprise you, a militant group of obnoxious Karens from, I believe, Australia.
You don't say. A group called Collective Shout.
But let's be honest,
it's a fucking cult
over the world that have gotten
Karen
together
cult.
to bully and attack Visa and MasterCard into refusing service with Steam and pressuring Steam to remove certain games off of Steam.
Which is okay right now. It's okay right now. But it's not going to be okay. And if stuff like this keeps happening, people are going to go to third-party payment processors. They ain't going to use the main ones anymore. If you're not allowed to buy the things that you want to buy, then nobody's going to use it. That people will find a way. They will find another way.
Because these games hurt their feelings. Oh no, it's an incest game. Oh no, it's a fucking not safe for work game. It's a porn game. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? The thing is that
I do care. I do care. I think these games are disgusting and that they should not exist. But it should not be the payment processors who take them down. It should be the gaming community as a whole deciding that these things need to be taken down. And if they decide that it's not bad enough for it to be taken down, then it stays.
And this is the big issue that I have. I'm very agitated about this because I see where this is going. It begins with the incest games and it ends with whatever the fuck they want. And so if anybody remembers back in the 2000s, if anybody 3,000 years ago,
I remember.
Whenever they were talking about how Grand Theft Auto is causing school shootings and these video games are causing this stuff.
Mortal Kombat actually started the ESRB. Mortal Kombat, actually, that wasn't it. That was just part of the reason. Actually, the big one that caused it was a game called Night Trap, because it was people breaking into a house.
Wants to stop these disgusting fucking annoying Karens from being able to bully these processors into effectively not allowing us to play the video games that we want, not allowing us to consume the content that we want, and fundamentally out of...
By the way, GTA San Andreas got pulled from store shelves because of something that wasn't even in the game.
Very, very basic level, limiting our freedom of expression.
Yep. We've come full circle, right back around to where we were.
Through effectively looking at the chain, finding the weakest link in the chain, and taking as much advantage of it as possible. And I want to say another thing. Collective Shout and every other Karen Incorporated group, every other bullshit advocacy group that's trying to bully these payment processors, they are the symptom and they are not the disease. Because if you get rid of them, there's just going to be another one that replaces them that does the exact same fucking thing. The disease is the payment processors and the fact that they can act effectively as a cartel. They have total autonomy to deny service to anybody for any reason if they think that it will affect their brand. Well, why don't we go ahead and think about this in any other utility or any other service? Imagine if you can't get electricity because, oh, well, you use that electricity to go on websites that people disagree with or they don't like. And I have no problem with them denying service to something that is illegal, by the way.
I do. I have 100% problem with that. This is what I disagree with most people about. I think that they should allow you to buy heroin and it should be up to the government to investigate you for it. I don't think that they should be like, oh, well, you were going to buy heroin, so you can't buy anything now. No, thank you.
I think that's totally okay. But whenever these people want to create their own moral legality and then use these payment processors as a pseudo-government to enforce it as a pretty much monopoly across the entire internet, that's not a free market, that's a fucking cartel. And I think they need to be regulated. I definitely do. And I think that's the only way that this actually solves itself. Now, obviously, it's great if we had new payment processors come into the space. And I know that a lot of people talk about crypto as a solution.
I think that these current payment processors would just pay as much money as possible to keep them out.
Solution to this, I understand that. I personally think...
But the more this keeps happening, the more it's going to be likely that a third party is going to come out with a payment processor. They already exist. It's just nobody's using them.
that you need to have more regulations for financial stuff, but that's a different conversation. The one thing that I think we can all agree on is that the current situation is bad. And anyway, so the issue that we have right now is that these payment processors are able to effectively limit our freedom of speech, limit our freedom of expression, tell us what we're allowed to see and what we're not allowed to see on the internet by denying service and refusing to do business with these different companies. Now, you might think that this is freedom of association, and to a certain degree you'd be right, but the problem is that it's not a free market. If it was a free market, you would have some companies that would be willing to do it and some companies that would not. But the issue is because Visa and MasterCard control such a large market
Not just
share
Visa and MasterCard, it's also PayPal and all the other ones.
of payment
Yeah, it wasn't just the two. Those are just the ones that everybody thinks of.
processing market, what that causes is it causes people to be forced effectively into using them as a service. And in the same way that you guys know this, if you live in an area that only has maybe one power service, or you live in an area that only has one internet service, oftentimes that service is either, there are two outcomes, guys. It's either regulated or it's garbage. And sometimes it's both. But I can guarantee you one thing, it's certainly not good. And the fact is that
I live in small towns exclusively, and internet just sucks. It's just garbage because there's no competition, so there's nobody to keep the only internet company in check. So it's all just garbage.
I understand some people might be against regulation, but I've got to tell you, okay, if you're sitting on the internet using your smartphone complaining about regulation, you might as well just be a fish complaining about water. Everything is regulated. Your car is regulated, your phone is regulated, the battery in your phone is regulated, the data your phone receives is regulated. Everything in the world is regulated, but we're somehow supposed to think that, oh wow, these...
Yeah, it really depends on how much money you got, whether or not you're going to be regulated. Because they will pay money to not be regulated, and they will pay all of their money.
They'll
burn themselves to the ground.
How the fuck does a credit card company make money? Oh, that's right, by scamming stupid people who don't understand math out of money, writing it off as a loss whenever they don't get the money back, and then being able to say that, oh, well, it's okay, we're not going to pay this off as a tax, because guess what? We didn't make any fucking money because we're signing contracts with massive interest rates to people that are financially illiterate. And
yeah, and whenever that market falls out, then the government just bails them out.
so anyway, these companies exist as a parasite, okay? They are a parasite. They steal money from people. They are awful. And anyway, now we have a situation that they are affecting our freedom of speech on the internet. They are affecting our freedom of expression on the internet wholesale. And it's only going to get worse because once these
it always gets worse. If nothing ever gets done, it always gets worse.
disgusting, fat, annoying, fucking, just Karens go and they realize, oh, it works one time. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna just say, oh, well,
they're also like 50, 60 years old plus.
That's it. Well, I heard The View got canceled today, so after this, they're gonna be fucking bored. So they're going to keep canceling and trying to bully these companies into doing even more things. And there's another not safe for work website. Oh, well, now there's another one. Oh, well, they shouldn't have to support porn. Yeah, they fucking should. The same as your internet provider should. The same as your electricity provider should. The same as your water provider should. Can you imagine if they decide to turn off your fucking water or your electricity because you're going to a porn website that they...
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, man. They're regulating the wrong people. They should be regulating the payment processors, not regulating the people. This is like, too many kids are on the internet. So what we're going to do, everybody has to use their ID to get on the internet. Instead of just, not letting your kids on the internet. It should be up to you whether or not you want to let your kids on the internet. But no, some group of people decided that they're going to change the whole system because we can't be trusted. Go fuck yourself.
Don't like. It's ridiculous. And so I think that we need to have a degree of accountability here. These companies enjoy a massive privilege in this market. They are effectively totally free to do whatever the fuck they want. And that is going to, unfortunately, negatively affect everybody else.
That's what happens whenever your powers go beyond the actual country that you work in. They are not an American company. They are an international company now. And they can change whatever they want. Because who's going to be above somebody who's international, who runs everything? Nobody.
And to be honest with you guys, how many of you know somebody who has credit card debt? It probably already has negatively affected people. And so anyway, my video, what I'm talking about right now, is that I think we need to spread more awareness to this. More people need to know about this, because if it doesn't stop here, it's going to keep going into politics. It's going to keep going into different worldviews. It's going to go into religious stuff. It's going to go into every single aspect that you can possibly imagine, because these companies are gun shy and they're afraid of any degree of pushback. So the best thing that you can do, by the way, is if there's ever an instance where people are trying to push for a payment processor to not do something, these companies are afraid of pushback and they're afraid of backlash. That's what they're fundamentally afraid of.
There's a lot more of us than there are of them. You just got to be loud about it. You got to be upset. You got to crash out on the internet. It's the only thing that works. I mean, obviously, you could, like, do some actual real damage to the company, but that doesn't help anybody. That just makes our culture worse, and we don't want that. So don't do that. Just be loud about it on the internet.
So if you want to make it to where they don't do these things and they don't make these changes, you have to be louder than these screeching, banshee, harpy, siren Karens.
Yeah, and there's only about 1,000 of them, maybe up to 10,000. But, you know, compared to the millions upon millions of us there are on the internet who play video games. Yeah, and also in other places, if they start affecting other places, which they will if nothing is done.
That's what you have to do. You have to do that. And if you don't, they're going to be a lot louder than you are. And that's what's happened for the last 10 years. And luckily, now, especially in the past 3 years.
Yeah, it happened this way because a bunch of people were denying that it was happening. They were like, no, I'm just going to ignore it. It's not happening. It's not that big a deal. And then it just got out of hand. And we were just like, we fucking told you. If you would have said something 3 years ago, 4 years ago, then we wouldn't be in the place that we are now. At this point, it was 6 years ago.
The majority of the internet has basically said, hoes mad, too bad, and we've decided to ignore them. However, they have found, as I said, that one weak link, which is the payment processors. And again, they are awful, they're terrible, but they are a symptom and not the disease. We have to look at these payment processors, how much of a monopoly of everything that they control inside of any online transaction, inside of anything that you're doing in terms of money, and are they using that position in some way that is beneficial for everybody? Is this something that subverts people's expression, or is it something that hurts it? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? And so I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it, because I feel like nobody else is saying anything.
I've been saying it for a while. I've been saying it for a long time.
Might not understand this issue, or they might think, oh, well, it's just a rape game or something like that. Here's where they should draw the line. Is it illegal?
Yep.
If it's illegal, then yeah, of course they shouldn't give it service. If it is, then yes, they should absolutely have to. It should be the exact same as an electricity company, as a phone company, as a internet company, as a water company, or anything else. The random, debanking and removal of payment processing for certain people for certain ideologies.
And also, I kind of disagree. I don't think they should be able to shut things down because it's illegal. Because a lot of times it's just they think it's illegal, so they shut it down. And I don't want that. The government has to investigate, and they have to shut it down. I don't think it should be up to the payment processors to decide that something is illegal or not illegal, even if it's blatantly illegal. Imagine if there's a child sex ring happening and they're using the payment processor to do it. I don't think the payment processor should shut it down. I think they should allow it to keep going so the government can go in and investigate and not let them know that they know that we know. Because if you shut it down, then that's definitely going to let them know that we know. And then they might start cleaning up and won't be able to track them anymore. So, no. Don't let payment processors determine something should be shut down or not shut down because it's illegal or not illegal.
Means is a massive problem, and it helps no one. And so anyway, except for them, obviously, because it gives them the power to censor things and effectively tell people what they're allowed to see on the internet, and effectively subvert the will of the people by acting as a pseudo-government because they're able to control this very small link in the pipeline. And so anyway, that's why I'm talking to you guys about this. I want everybody to be aware of this. I want people to see it, and I want you to be vigilant. And I can guarantee you, this is the worst thing. I can guarantee you that it's going to get worse. Because people, I don't think that there is enough awareness about this yet. I don't think that there's enough people talking about this. And I don't think people really understand this issue because there are still people who are afraid to speak out about it because they don't want to be seen as defending incest games. I have no problem defending incest games. I think that's totally fine. You want to play a fucking anime incest game on Steam? Go ahead. That's okay. Nobody's getting hurt because guess what? It's not real. Imagine that. A video game doesn't hurt real people, and it doesn't actually exist. So why is it that it's being regulated, and why is it that people are being told what they can and can't see, especially through this third party that shouldn't even be making these decisions to begin with? You want to talk about the brand for Visa or MasterCard, the only time I fucking hear about these companies is whenever they're being called into Congress to explain why they're trying to extort some mother of four out of $250,000 because of compounding interest and debt. It's outrageous. They're disgusting parasites, and I hope more people realize it, and we can actually push now a degree of regulation and control on these people because they exist.
I don't think anything's going to work except for not using them. I think we have to stop using them and switch to a different form of payment. But how are we going to do that? I'm going to be looking into it because I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I've been hearing about it for too long, and I'm at the point in my life where I just I don't care. I'm going to start doing the things to get away from all of the evilness that I hate.
Effectively, again, guys, this is not a free market. Please do not say it's a free market. It is absolutely not a free market. The first thing that people who have control of a free market do, or have a majority share of a free market do, is they make sure that it's not free. And that's exactly what they've been doing, and that's exactly the problem. It's the fact that there are not a lot of other competitors. They do effectively control the entire market, and they can effectively use that to force their will onto everybody else. And that's exactly what's happened. So yes, Collective Shout is an annoying bunch of obnoxious, stupid Karens that nobody likes, probably not even themselves. That's why they're spending all day doing this. But, again, if you get rid of them, this is going to happen again. The real problem is the payment processors and the lack of regulation and accountability for what they're doing. So I don't really like this, oh, we can have their cake, you can have your cake and eat it too. Where, oh, well, these people, they don't get regulated at all, but they can regulate everybody else and decide whatever, whatever they accept.
Yeah, if they're not careful, you know what's going to happen? We're going to get the X payment processor. We're going to get something from Elon Musk, because they'll be like, oh, well, here's another venture that I can get involved in. And it's probably going to be way worse than Visa and MasterCard in terms of usability. But at least you'll be able to buy whatever you want without anybody telling you what you can or can't buy. That's fucking retarded, man. That's retarded that we even have to get to that point. But I see it coming. I see it on the horizon.
Accept and whatever they don't accept. This is not something as simple as, oh, well, baking a cake or whatever. This is a categorical rule that companies that have a complete monopoly inside of a market are exercising collectively. When companies act collectively and they behave in one specific way that is not, again, in accordance with the law, they are making their own laws and they are not behaving as in a free market. They are acting like a cartel. They're colluding, and more people need to know about it. And in my opinion, I think there needs to be laws against it.
Yeah, things like, what is it that, where all the billionaires get together and they have these meetings about how to change the world. What are those called? Yeah, that's where the collusion takes place, and things like those, where all these billionaires, world leaders get together.
I wanted to make this video and talk to you guys about it because I think not enough people know. But now you know. Visa and MasterCard can suck a fucking dick, and anybody that supports them is already a dick sucker, so I don't need to say that.
Also PayPal.
Anyway, guys,
and
thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
Fuck them all.
Go ahead, and I had to take my dad to a fucking cancer appointment today, and so I was busy, which, by the way, oh my god, just before I end the video, wow, no wonder they haven't cured cancer yet. This is the nicest fucking building I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god, I've been in Hilton hotels that are less classy than this cancer facility. Oh my god, they're never curing that shit. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. But anyway, that's for another video. And
Yeah, don't even get me started on the cancer money, man. Yep, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications. This whole thing is bullshit. We need to find a different mode of payment.